Okay, we haven't had a YMP meeting in a long time. That sucks. We've dropped the ball. Many reasons for that. But at least it seems to have worked somewhat in some areas. We got some youth and mentors together, and locally it's been working, but the central hub has been slacking. There's Pekko. Pekko, I have a question. How's that VRC championship going?
It's still up
It's still
there.
up, so nothing's happened. Yeah, exactly. Same thing, everything YMP. Has anyone done any of the homework? I don't think so.
I've done a good bit of testing with the homework, but I've kind of shifted my focus towards the LCG here recently.
Yep. So anyway, I think this is kind of what we're going to talk about in the next MPC meeting too. We didn't talk about it today, but the idea for the youth mentoring program is really good, and we're off to a good start. Okay, we announced the program. We found youth and mentors in many different countries around the world. We had an idea what we wanted to do. We've had some meetings, shared a bunch of information, but then it sort of died down. Died down for many reasons, but mainly the thing is that it takes a lot of time and effort to follow up on and to maintain momentum in something like this. And that's what we need to make sure that we do for next year. So in some places, this has worked really well, but that has been because the people we found work well together locally. And yes, there can be some contact with us, but mainly it's happened all on a local level where there's a young driver or two, more experienced drivers, they race at the same places and they support each other. But we want to do more than that. We want to do something bigger. And for that to work, for us to keep the momentum throughout the year, we need to follow up and we need to have regular meetings like this and also tasks for you. So I think there are different levels to this. There's young drivers, children, there's adults, and then there's also different skill levels. There's complete beginners, then there's people who are already racing on a local level who want to progress further, and then there's the pro level. And I think all of those groups need something a bit different, and we need to cater to all of them in the appropriate way. It's possible to do, but for that, we need to have more people in place responsible for certain things. Like, for example, VRC. It's a really good tool, especially for when you can't go to the track yourself. But for that to be interesting, we need someone to run the VRC championship. So select a track and a setup for a fixed amount of time, follow up with everyone to make sure they get their laps in, post updates about track records and stuff, have prizes to hand out, and then that part of the program works. For homework, we need to create shorter, easier tasks for people. Like, next time you go to the track, do this thing, and then we all do that. And we gather the feedback and we learn something. But someone needs to also follow up on that and not just here's the information and then wait for 3 months. because these things are really valuable, and if we get the ball rolling, it's going to help all of us. But to do it, we need to break everything down into smaller parts, and then we have different people responsible for them. And then this can really work how it was intended to. Any questions or comments about this? Or any thoughts? And also in general about your experience so far.
So Joseph, we're doing fairly good here. I think one thing we need to do is get the rest of the YMP drivers and pictures and stuff like that out, because we get asked every week. I know in the US we don't even have half the people out, but we've even had a few small meetings over here, but we're trying to keep track of these guys.
Yeah. So I think that this month we'll start promoting the YMP again, and for people to sign up for next year. But also what we need to do now, and also with all of you who have been here, is to talk about the things that have been good, the things that haven't been good, and the things that could have been good, and your thoughts, because you have a very different view of this than we do, because I've been here for 15, 20 years. It's very different to someone who has just started RC a short while ago and joins a program like this. It's a very different perspective and point of view. So your feedback is really valuable, and we don't need to do it here like this in a meeting. We'll create a form that has questions and you can fill in, and we can even do it. I'm sure we can do it anonymously too, if that helps. And then we set the agenda and curriculum in a sense for next year, because I know that the things that they aren't like super difficult to do, really. I know that if we take some time into planning out next year, and we have people who are motivated and actually want to progress as racers, then it will benefit them greatly. And that's the goal. That's what I want to achieve. And I think we can do that. I mean, this year already showed it. I think the actual best results we've had was in Australia. We had a number of young drivers in Australia, and also we had the Philippine Masters early in the year. So we got to meet everyone there. So we started the youth mentoring program. Then there was, I don't know, like 20 Australians flew over to Philippine Masters. We met everyone, worked with everyone directly. So we formed that relationship with them. And then throughout the year have been communicating about their racing and setups and stuff like that. So it has worked. But for it to really work for everyone who's a part of this, so it's more than just getting a discount or a team shirt or being posted on social media, so that it's actual real value, we need to do a lot better than what we did now. And that's going to require input from more people and a set schedule for the season. I think that when we start promoting this program now this month, the season that we promote is really February to September. So next year's February, that's when we really start the work, and then we continue until the end of September. So kind of now, this time. Of course, already before February, we are going to be communicating and doing things. But really, the season is February to September. And during that time, then we need to consistently have meetings and different contests and different tasks for people to do throughout this, however many months that is then, February to September. 7 months, is it? 8. So that's the plan right now. I think we're off to a good start. I think there's like 100 people in either youth or mentors, more youth than mentors. So that's a good start. I hope as many as possible stick around for next year, and also that we can find more people. Any thoughts on that?
Can we have just a kind of like local coaches that they have to keep alive the thing when you are racing somewhere in China or what else?
Yes.
But
So what we need is that we have coaches that I coach. Okay. So it's not just that I have to share all the information. There are also other people who have that information who can share that. And that's what I mean when I said that we need more people in place. So like the VRC thing, someone is taking care of the VRC side of practicing together and creating competitions, handling the prizes and all of that stuff. But also we have different languages here. We have Italian, we have German, we will have Chinese, Korean, all these different languages. People don't speak English everywhere. So we need people who are coaches for their country in their language.
okay.
And we need people who have a schedule for when it's their turn to host a meeting. So we can have constant meetings throughout the season. And they can be on a certain topic that person is then coached on how to explain and what to talk about and what tasks to give people to try at their home tracks. So this is really the next step for next year to make the program work correctly. Because I don't want it to be just something where it's a gimmick and you get a discount and your picture online. So that's not really going to be helpful for anyone. I want it to really be a benefit for people, and then that means that we need more people involved. And some people I think are already in the program, or they are maybe Mayako members, and they could have a lot more to give in this program than what they're doing right now.
So let me ask, if say we've got a new youth driver we're trying to bring in locally, is there anything specific that you would like, kind of beat into their head early, or any kind of good habits that you want enforced early to build a solid base with?
Well, in the first meetings we spoke about things like this, I believe, but what we will create for next year is sort of the bullet points for all sort of questions like yours to have internally, to have a number of people who want to be a part of this program as coaches, right? And we can also have this information readily available for people on the wiki. And it's not just one thing, like answering that question. Yes, we can do that. I can do that right now. But then if I just do that here now, it just gets lost in this meeting, right? someone would have to find the right 3 minutes where I answer that question. Instead, I think when we have a section on the wiki with different questions related to complete beginners, the best way to practice, or for racing, the best way to prepare for races, or for a mental approach to races, or for common mistakes that hold people back, ways to get around those. All of these different sections, they exist on the wiki in the YMP section, but people don't read, do they? That's basically what we go through February to September. It's not just me, it's also other people who are coaching people relevant to their skill level and age. So we have children, is supposed to be more fun, more competitions, prizes, something to motivate them to improve and learn throughout the season. Adults, it's different. It's purely based on skill level, what that person needs. So I don't really want to answer that question now because I don't think this is the right time to do it. But that's exactly the kind of question that this YMP should answer in the future. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Yeah, we start the season also with the 1/8 scale, and I learned a lot when I was on the Wrench Wednesday with Pekko. I had to ask my questions there, and he helped me a lot because we drive in the German championship, and the most time we was 1 Mayako or maybe 2. And then we drive also one race in Switzerland where we meet the Swiss guys. Yeah, and that helps if you have some people where you can ask. And yeah, the Wrench Wednesday was really good for us.
Yeah, and that's good. And that's also why everyone in the youth program is automatically a member too, so that you can gain access to everything that a member would. And I think for the wrenching sessions, they are really good. But even there, I think it could make sense to always have at least one topic, something that is prepared, something that is discussed so that people can learn, even though it's often just sort of hanging out, wrenching. I think it helps if there's at least one thing every time, for sure, that you can start with. And then if you don't want to hang out and bullshit, if you're only here to like use your time wisely, learn something, then at least you get that and a few questions in the beginning. And then after that, you can hang out as long as you want. I think that would be a good improvement also. Right, Neo?
Pretty much. This is not an easy task.
Nothing good comes easy.
That's true. We will see.
Yeah, we will see.
I have also something with the homework. We we try a lot in the beginning, but we don't have really good practice days because the next track for us is 1.5 hours. And when you send the homework, it just rained a month, just rain, and yeah, then was the next race, and you couldn't try so much like the homework is. So yeah, it was a bit difficult.
Yeah, even Pekko hasn't done the homework, so.
Hey, I was banned from our local track. I wonder who made
right.
that happen.
That's now the latest excuse.
I wonder why.
There's always an excuse. I'm actually still banned from my local track.
It's not an excuse, it's a reality.
No, that is an excuse.
You're a bad guy, Pekko. That's why they banned
I
you.
cannot go to the track if they call police and they took
Yeah,
me
they
out.
wouldn't.
They would have.
Pekko isn't banned. I'm still banned. But soon I'm gonna have to start going to the track, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, what else? Oh, well, I didn't tell you here. It was in the NPC meeting. We have some items that we are gonna make some bags, tire bags, car bags, tool bags, oil bags, various different bags that can be personalized with your name. So we'll share that on Discord if you want to make a pre-order with your name. If not, the bags will also be available just generic with no name. Also, some pit mats, clothing, and various accessories. Not really sure 100% on all the stuff, but anyway, we'll have that on Discord, and if you can get your name on it, then we'll let you know. You need to pre-order and you'll get your name on it. Otherwise, no name, but they'll be available. Then also this kit, we had some NPC 2024 Nitro kits left over, but basically now it's a 25. It has the updated C hubs, updated A block, latest shock towers. There's nothing on it that is an issue from before. So it's a good car. We have the YMP engine, the OS, same as the Dakota Fend, same as the MXR V2 or whatever they call it, the ultimate engine by OS. Working on some servo deals also. The point is that we want to have a really affordable yet competitive package for youth and mentor drivers for next year. So we will have these available in the EU and USA stores soon, but a limited quantity, and then when they're gone, they're gone. And then the next kit will be the 26 basic or 26 NPC. The 2026 basic car will have the normal suspension geometry, just like now. So pretty much the same car as now. But then the 2026 NPC kit has the LCG suspension. So next year, we will still be running both conventional standard suspension as well as LCG. Anything else for now?
One question I had for you is to do with renewing the participation in the YMP program. If we're regimenting it between February and I guess to the end of September, for those renewing or perhaps entering for the first time, is that done in between October and January?
It's basically a year always from where the person signs up. So it's always annual from when they sign up, because even though we say that the season is February to September, some people, they sign up, let's say in June, and they want to be a part of it. That's still possible to do. So then they are on a different renewing cycle too. Most people, I would say, because I think the majority are still, the majority signed up, let's say, between November and February.
Right.
Yeah. So it's annual based on when a person signs up.
Okay. I know just in Canada here, we had a few youth participants come on kind of partway through our summer season. And of course, this season here is pretty short. We run from essentially May until end of August, maybe into September before the snow flies. What we found as a point of maybe some improvement was the length of time it takes to get someone entered into the program after they first express interest in joining. I think I had a few, or at least one individual, I think it was a better part of 2 months, maybe 3 months before they were told they were officially a part of it. But in the meantime, we treated them at the local level as though they were part of it. So I just wanted to bring some clarity to that process.
Yeah, I mean, this is really just a issue of communication, because the people who sign up, it's the local service center who know if they are the right person for the program or not. So if they say that they are the right person, and then Mayako just has to agree on level of support, and that's it. The process, there's no reason that process should take more than literally 2 days. There's no excuse for anything else. If the person has entered the information, so it's available, then communication between the local person who can verify, the local service center who can verify this is a good person for this program, they know them, blah, blah, blah. Okay, there's no reason it should take long. It's just, it's the truth. So if for some reason it is taking long, then I don't know, Pekko, service@mayako.com. What do you say, Pekko?
Yeah.
How is this issue going to be solved?
Yeah, I think it's most common mistake is that it's just about the communication, and when it's flawless, it's easy to do everything.
Now that we have Pekko on board full time, we're not going to have this issue anymore. This new round, everyone's going to be approved and added and have all the information within 2 days.
Well,
48 hours.
maybe. It depends if you are involved or not.
70, I don't want to be involved.
Yeah,
I'm only involved in the places I have to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just like VRC, I wasn't involved and nothing happened. You know, that's the thing. People learn very quickly when they get responsibility that when it hinges on them, it's
Can you
not that
stop
easy
this,
to make
please?
things happen, is it? It's easy to complain and do things 20%, but then when you are actually responsible 100%, nothing gets done suddenly, and you're like, why? Oh yeah, because I'm fucking responsible. Sorry, I swore. But anyway, this is what we're gonna solve. This is the thing we're gonna solve. No excuses on our end and no excuses from the racers. So we can create the next Davy Butter. Did you watch the 10 scale worlds?
Mm-hmm.
Teddy bear on the driver's stand, but animal on the track. Is teddy bear an animal? No, it's a toy. Anyway.
So are we gonna have a like we got the nitro buggy package? Are we gonna have a package for the trucking coming up soon? Or
Truggy?
have you thought about that? Yeah.
Next year, the Truggy will be a kit that comes with LCG suspension, all the Mayako parts, and then you just have to get arms, fuel tank, body posts. Yeah.
But would it be possible to put a package together like you did nitro buggy? You know, like $6.99 package, you know, for the truck.
There's
or
not going to
something
be
like
no package for that. Yep. Okay.
Just
So
go to sleep.
we are still going to have some YMP meetings that are actually on the YMP topics and stuff. We're going to figure out this VRC thing with Pekko. We're gonna talk about that, and we're gonna go over some of the homework also together. So we're gonna learn about some of the basic things. Mostly, even this World Championship that's happening right now in Australia, people are failing on very basic things. So we're gonna go back to basics with the homework and check a few things. Okay. So we need to have a meeting before the end of the month. I would say 3 weeks from now. So 23rd, most likely. And yeah, so then we talk VRC, and there should be some VRC action happening during those 3 weeks. And we talk about it then, and also homework feedback. Okay. And if you have questions, get your questions ready also for that meeting.
That has to be before you go to China, I think.
Yeah, that's 1 week before we go to China. Then we'll be gone for 6 weeks, I think. Is it? Yeah.
So much.
So we make also a race like the Asia race in Europe.
Which race?
Yeah, a race where we meet some people from Mayako. Maybe the Italian race or something next year.
We have to talk about that later. We don't know yet.
Okay.
We need to see the race calendar and decide. Yeah.
That's good.
But it would be good to. The Philippine Masters has been a really good one where Australia, New Zealand, Asian countries, all those Mayako people go there. In America, normally we can figure out a race, Silver State DNC or one of the race time events. But yeah, in Europe, it would be good also to decide that one of the races is the one that everyone tries to go to. And hopefully it's one where we could maybe stay a day after, or it's one where there's another track close by and we can go a day before, something like that. So we'll try and make it happen. Okay?
Okay.
So we have some work to do, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. Ciao. Buonanotte.
Ciao. Ciao.